and gentlemen, welcome to the Wednesday Call Live! Filmed in front of a live studio audience in beautiful Burlington, North Carolina. Brought to you by AMP Studios. Featuring in-depth training and the latest Alliance news. Now, let's hear it for our host, our President and CEO, Andy Albright!
Yeah, baby. All right, grab a seat. Whoa, dude. Let me tell y'all something. It's getting ready to get crazy up in here. Y'all ain't never seen what's getting ready to happen. I'm telling you what, the Alliance is ready. She was ready. You watch, Bo. So we just took a quick tour. Actually, this is the third. We said we're going to hit hot Atlanta, Lakeland, and then come back to Burlington and do this 3 days, hammer it hard. First 2 days have been unbelievable. And we're just going to try not to mess it up here on the third day. Crazy how many people, those that are looking in, watching on the broadcast live, the room is slam packed. We got extra seats up in here, and there's probably 30 people outside the door there. So the folks that were with me traveling around, if y'all would come up here and y'all give these guys a hand. We got one missing. Hey again. Hello. So we got one missing. She had to take off. And Rebecca's on a tight schedule with Christmas coming up. But here's what I asked these guys to do. Talk to the audience about what you picked up on. So we've had the last 56 or 65 hours together just lighting people up. We shook hands, we hugged, we talked to so many different people, and we rolled out this new compensation plan in Atlanta and the new compensation plan in Lakeland, and we're going to do it here. But some of the things that these guys picked up on, and I'm just so excited to talk to y'all about this. I don't know what to do. I laughed so hard just talking to Tim Goad just now and Jeff Bright, talking about how this has been in my heart. And Tim Goad is giggly about this thing because he knows what it means to the way that we build, the way that we blow this thing up, to your guys' dreams and making your dreams come true. So I want you guys to share from their perspective what they picked up on and see if you guys can get in their head about the way they were traveling, and then I think it'll loosen us up and get us ready to go for today. And we're going to go through the TWC. You're going to get a lot during this, and then there's some stuff that I've invited all y'all to hang around for that we're going to talk more about it and get into more detail. So, Rebecca Lixie, talk to us, girl. What did you pick up on? Light them up.
First off, I just want to say thank you to Andy for letting me go on this trip. It's so crazy. Y'all know how you come to TWC every single week, and it's like, Andy, you'll say something 2 weeks ago, and then like 2 or 3 weeks from now, we will pick it up. And we're like, wait, that's what he was meaning? So Andy has been talking about the driving the depth and the building the team and everything like that, and I thought I knew what he was talking about. And we had this really sharp couple, and I kept talking to Andy about it. I'm like, hey, we're going to get him to get us some people. And then finally he's like, you realize how I'm teaching you how to train depth. And it was so crazy when I really got what Andy was saying. So many times we're talking at the people. And if I were to tell a brand new agent with us, hey, you can get rich with us, Andy, they're probably going to be like, yeah, show me. But Terry, if I tell that same agent there's a little repo man at their house about to steal that TV, they'd be out of here. They'd be out that door, Terry, before you could stop them. But so many times we'll tell these agents, hey, find me somebody, find me somebody, find me somebody. And for some reason, Andy, this week it really clicked. I'm not supposed to have them find me somebody. I'm supposed to get their list. I'm supposed to call that list. And as I'm calling that list, they need to be listening in so that they learn how to do it. I get some people in depth, and it's people they know. Now they have something to lose. If they have something to lose, they're going to do everything in their power not to lose it. They don't want to lose that TV. If they don't want to lose that TV, though, imagine how they're going to feel about losing an agent that's making them money. That's also their friend. But so it's been kind of crazy to me because as I'm training and traveling across the country, I'm hearing people talk about, well, I'm going to hire this person and put it under this person. And I was like, whoa, wait, hold up, what? But I do the same thing. The problem with communication is thinking that it happened when it never happened. And we hear agents say, hey, I'm going to hire this person and put it under this person. They have nothing to lose. They have no skin in the game. They have no connection with that person. And for some reason, that just struck home to me so much this week. I know we talked about the compensation plan. Andy, I'm fired up. This thing's about to get crazy, y'all. But as Andy was teaching, it also made me stop and think, okay, if Andy has been teaching us about driving depth and driving depth and driving depth and how to do it, if it took me this long to pick up what you were actually saying, it just makes me wonder what else I'm missing out on. And so now, I always listen when you teach, but now it's forcing me and pushing me to write it down and actually listen because I don't want to miss out like that again. I don't want to lose out on an agent because I wasn't paying attention. So that's what really changed for me this week.
You might have been trying to send a message to somebody right there. Don't drop my expensive mic. Hey, buddy, go take care of your father-in-law.
Thank you for everything.
And we'll see y'all. It was a fun trip.
Awesome.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Take care. See you. Bye.
Hey, y'all. I am Jacob Kohler. I work in the ABTF Agency Building Task Force. I've been with Andy for about 2 years now. So before I tell y'all what I took out of this, now, this is not the first time I've flown with Andy, but it just messes me up every time. So Monday morning, we started here, drove over to the hangar, got on his private jet, flew to Atlanta, trained all day, talking trash, hanging out, having fun, right? And then next morning, we wake up, eat breakfast, jump on the plane again, fly to Lakeland, do the same thing, late night, bringing guys in, talking junk, driving depth. It was crazy. And then this morning, wake up, have breakfast, back in the office of the TWC. It's crazy. Like I said, not even the first time I've done it, but it's such a blessing. So thank you to be able to do that. One of the big things that I got out of this was speeding up to slow down. Now, I know we've heard Andy talk about it before, but actually registering what he means when he says that. So there was a couple sharp people that were out in Lakeland, and you brought one of them up, and you said, who's your best guy you've got? And he said, the person that I have here, right? So you said, all right, let's bring him up. And Andy immediately, he speeds up, gets the guy up there, and then he says, all right, who's the best two people that you have that you've been talking to? And then he gives him some names, and he says, all right, text him real quick, let's call him. Right there. He doesn't say, can you figure out a time when we can talk later? Right there. So Andy takes the phone, puts it on speaker, and is talking to him in front of all of us. So teaching, making money while he's making money while he's making money. So he sped up just to slow down and really build that relationship. And within 15 minutes, you were 3 deep with that group working. It was wild. And then leading into that, another big thing I got, you said, I'm not the pressure king. I'm looking for someone that'll do this thing. So that messed me up, y'all. I'm not trying to make everybody like this. I'm trying to find somebody that wants to be as crazy as we are. If I have a restaurant, a seafood restaurant, and you're allergic to shellfish, I don't want you to come eat. You're going to get sick. I'm looking for somebody that wants it. So that was huge. And then last thing you said, when you care about people and build a relationship, it stops becoming a job. So when you actually bring them in and you stop caring about just a blank face and a paycheck and you start trying to help people, that's when it starts to get crazy. So, thank you.
Good job.
Yes, sir.
I love it, brother. Hang with us.
Hey, y'all. My name is Ashland Davis.
That's right, it is Ashland.
I have been with the Alliance coming on 3 years now, where I work in the lead performance team, where I help people find leads, do their first instant purchases, set up GMRs, do power moves, all that good, crazy fun stuff. So I have to say thank you to Andy and Jane for allowing me to go on this trip. Kind of like Jacob said, I've been traveling with Andy. I can't even count how many times I've gone now. And each time, I swear it gets crazier. And each time I actually have to go to the airport, like, I want to cry the entire way there because I'm like, oh, like, I have to be there at 5 o'clock in the morning. I have to go through this TSA pre-check. I have to, take all of this junk out of my bag. I have to make sure I have all my travel stuff. And right? And when I get to go on the plane with Andy, like, I don't have to stress about any of that. Like, I just have to be there and be in the moment and wrap my head around everything and realize all that is in front of me and that I can have that too, just like all of you guys can. So thank you so much for allowing me to go on this trip. The 3 biggest things that I took away, there was one point Andy said, give someone something they can lose and they'll fight like hell to keep it. Y'all. Well, these all hit home for me. I can't decide which one hit home more, but this one hit home with me with Nicole Finkhauser out at the Lakeland, Florida office. Ever since she has gone out there, she has done every single thing that she can do. Well, she's up until 11 o'clock, 12 o'clock in the morning, 2 o'clock in the morning, calling people, driving depth. She is out there busting her butt, making sure that she is doing exactly what she's supposed to do so she does not lose that opportunity that's right in front of her. While we have other people who would rather complain about, like, oh, well, they just got there so fast, like, I'm not going to do that. Or, they're just overly liked, like, they don't like me as much. And it's no, like, you have to work for it. She does not want to lose that opportunity, so she is doing everything that she can do not to lose that opportunity. So you guys should be out there doing the same exact thing. The second part was, so a coach is only a great coach when he has great players. That hit home with being a leader to me, because a leader is only a great leader when he has players on his team. A leader is a great leader when he is going out there and duplicating exactly what Andy Albright has put in place. He's out there following the formula. He's following the system. He's not out there just leading, just to be leading from the back. He's bringing his people up to the front. She's bringing her people up to the front. She's saving spots for those brand new people. Mike Hartley did it yesterday. He saved a brand new spot for someone who had just came on board with us. He saved her a brand new spot at the very front. And when she walked in, he took her and put her in that front chair in front of Andy while he moved to the back. He was holding a spot for somebody who could get in front of Andy Albright. That is a leader right there. The last thing was you have control over you and you only. So you have control to either stand in the back of that room at a hot spot or at a boot camp or at, NatCon and not talk to anybody, but just kind of look around and see what everybody else is doing. Or you have control over you to go out there and be bold. Be bold, say crazy things, get to know people, build those relationships. I think that was probably the biggest thing that hit home for me, that made me reflect back on how far I've come since I've worked here at the Alliance. Like I was telling Andy this morning, I remember my first time traveling with Chelsea for a week in Atlanta. And I had known a lot of agents out in Atlanta. I was pretty close to them, I thought, until we went and I got to see Chelsea show the plan. And she shared some very personal stuff about her life. And that hit home for me because I was like, wow, like she is sharing her life, like something that personal in front of all of these people. That was something that I would have never done if it wasn't for the Alliance. I used to be really shy. I would let people talk to me, but I wouldn't really give them much information about me or really allow them to connect with me until that trip. And I saw Chelsea do it, and I was like, you know what? Like, I can do that. And I remember getting up there and sharing my story and, you know, how I grew up. And there was actually a girl in the audience or at the hotspot that I had talked to multiple times, but I did not realize that she grew up with a family exactly like mine. And I remember her texting me that night afterwards, like just thanking me so much for sharing my story, because she connected to me so well to know that she wasn't the only one out there that grew up like that she beat herself up all the time because she thought she was the only one different. She didn't realize that other people were going through the same things that she had gone through. And it was just like Monday night when we were in Atlanta. I sat directly across from this guy named Grant. That he has only been in the business for a month, and it was the same thing. We got to talking, and we practically grew up the same exact way. Both of our parents got divorced when we were very young. He didn't see his dad for a couple of years after. I didn't see my dad for a couple of years after. We grew up in the same sense that he loved going to his dad's house and didn't want to live at his mom's house, and I grew up the same way. So we really connected on that. We connected on how we both kind of had a background in the car business. And it was just stuff like that that I thought to myself, if I were not invited on this trip, sitting here directly across from him, like, I would have never been able to share that connection with him and build that relationship that I will always remember now every time I see him. So it was crazy. I'm excited.
Great stuff.
So first of all, hey everybody, my name's Josh Honeycutt, and I'm with the ABTF, working with Andy Albright, the Agency Building Task Force. First thing I want to say is thank you so much, Andy, for this opportunity. Coming from where I came from to where I'm at today is just absolutely insane. So when Jacob said we went to the hangar, got on the jet, that's literally what happened, guys. We went to the hangar and got on the jet, didn't have to worry about bags or where we were going. Well, we were getting on we knew what we were doing. We're going to Atlanta, right? So man, it's massive. Going from, some of you guys know where I came from, to where I'm at today is just, it's mind-blowing, you know what I mean? And it's getting bigger and crazier. It's crazy. So I want to touch on a couple of things that I learned over this past couple of days here. One of the biggest things that I learned is you don't change. It all changes when you change, okay? Things don't just change. Things are changing around you all the time. Are you changing with them? Are you changing against them? Things don't change unless you change first. So one of my problems that I had been having, was I was so focused on getting that agent to make a sale, getting them to make some money. I wanted them to do well. You know what I mean? So I focused so hard. Hey, you've got it. I've got this faith in you. I know you can do it. Get out there and make some money, man. Let's go. What do we need to do? Do we need a phone script train it every single day? What is it that we need to do? Well, they brought these points up. If we can give them something to lose as fast as possible, they're going to go a lot quicker. The deeper you have success, the more leverage you have. Fire in the basement, right? If we can get that fire started in the basement, it's going to spread. It's going to spread up and out. Yeah? Yeah. That's two things. So one other thing I wanted to say is, Andy said this, I think it was yesterday. He said, you will have 40 people by the time you're 12 deep if you just follow the formula. That's real, right? Follow that formula. Get 12 deep. You're going to have 40 people making $1 million a month. That's it. Thank you, Andy. You're awesome.
Thank you. Thank you for that. Hello, everyone. I'm Ariel Roberts, and I only know select few of you so far. I am still fairly new here with the Alliance family. I work with the creative team, which works with social media, some marketing. We do a lot of fun videos. And, of course, this is why I'm using phone instead of paper here. So that's the reason. But I just wanted to, of course, say thank you again, Andy. I mean, again, I'm fairly new, so I'm just like, what is happening? You know what I mean? I'm like, what's going on? I'm still trying to wrap my head around the fact that my first day on this job, I got invited to fly on the jet, on the Citation, mind you, the big jet. Didn't know there was a small jet. What is that? Yeah, I was like, there's a small one? What do you mean there's a small one? This is smaller than any plane I've ever seen, you know what I mean? I was like, okay, I can deal with this. And I walk into the hangar and the pilots come off. He's like, ma'am, I'll take your bags. I was like, are you sure? Are you sure? Are you sure? Are you sure? I'm not supposed to do anything? He said, no, ma'am, you just, you get on the plane when we say you're ready. I said, okay. I told my husband about the job. He's like, I don't know about this. They fly you out on your first day, like, I don't know, like, what did they promise you? You know what I'm saying? I'm like, hey, let's see, I want to take this opportunity. It's an amazing opportunity. I have multiple connections through the business already before I started here. And I mean, just having those friends consistently, post and talk to me about the company and then still stay after years and years, I was like, all right, they got something going here. If they're keeping people for years.
Tell them who you knew.
Then I knew Tia Ray, and I've known her for a couple years. I knew her working at past jobs here, and she is actually the person that reached out to me a couple of years, or 2 years ago, or a year and a half ago. And I unfortunately was not ready to change. I was not ready to take that opportunity and kind of take that leap of faith, which is a big thing. And so I owe all my thanks to that. And I also know Willow that works here as well, Brianna, and they're both in leads upstairs, or ABTF, I'm sorry. And then I know Taylor Chrisman as well in Adventures. And so I had a good amount of connections already. And, so I came in, and I mean, the Alliance family, they call it the Alliance family because you walk in and you're like, wow, I didn't know I had so many cousins. Hello. You know what I mean? You're like, I was so overwhelmed, and I come from a small family already, so I'm just like, hey, everybody. And I mean, already feeling like I had those connections, and then coming in and meeting strangers and them hugging me. And I'm from up north, so I was like, oh. I don't know what to do, What do I do with my body? I'm like, okay. And so I was like, all right, these people, they're nice. They're almost like too nice. I was like, so I was like, okay, I can get used to this, I get introduced to everyone. And I mean, again, my first day on the jet, I'm just like, okay, let's do it. So, I mean, and being able to follow around leaders such as Andy, and again, just the people I work with are leaders. I mean, the people that I get to learn from as a new part of this family is insane. I mean, it blows my mind. And I came in, on the first day, they were talking about a book meeting. We were doing the habit book, or habits, and I read the book, and I was talking to my husband, and I was like, oh man, this book is great, Andy, recommend it, we're talking about it. I read through it, I was like, I'm going to change some stuff, I'm getting rid of these bad habits. I'm going to be creating new habits. I'm going to better my better habits, you know what I mean? And my husband looked me dead in the face and said, okay, yeah, what are you going to change? I was like, okay, well, so this week, my schedule just changed, so next week it'll probably be a little different than this week, so my routine will go. I said, you stopped listening to me, didn't you? He said, well, after you said, well, I pretty much knew your answer. You were not going to change that habit. That's something that I learned on this trip was, like these other people said, that if you want to change, it's got to start with you. If you want your surroundings, your environment, your lifestyle, or your friendships, your relationships to change, it starts with you, and not just you, but it starts with the way that you communicate that change with others. So if you changed, how are they supposed to know? You know what I mean? Unless they're first off seeing it from a leader point of view, or you're telling them about this opportunity that changed you, or you're telling them about, that relationship that really made an impact on you, like Ashlyn said. I mean, it's those things, you know what I mean? And so when he asked me that and said that he stopped listening to me, I was like, wow, that really put it in perspective of how many people, when you're making excuses, how many people stop listening to you once they hear that, well, you know what I mean? Or as Andy corrected me before, the probably, definitely, maybe, Well, and I was talking to him about making excuses, and when I heard that, you know what I mean? I was just like, that struck home with me. I love that. And then on the jet here, he goes, if the shoe fits, Cinderella, I said, if the shoe fits Cinderella, then you're going to take that excuse and you're going to run with it, and no one's going to feel sorry for you, but you're going to feel sorry for you because you didn't get to experience that change within yourself. And if you did, you didn't get to tell anyone about it because you were making excuses. No, everyone stopped listening to you before you got to get to the good stuff, before you got to tell them what you're changing. Even if it's a little thing, no one's going to know because all they could hear was well. You know, so I really took that into account, and I mean, just being able to follow these leaders around and take in that stuff really changed me. And when my husband said that, and I was like, man, I guess I'm gonna stop making excuses today. No more excuses for me. Thank you. And when I hear Andy, that's what he preaches that. You know what I mean? And you complain, you remain. You complain, you remain. You make excuses. Where are you gonna go from there? No one's gonna listen to someone making excuses. So I really appreciate that, and I think that's what really struck home with me this trip. I mean, in all trips, I mean, it was insane. So I really appreciated the opportunity. Yeah.
Social media comment you're going to make?
Oh, yes.
Oh, yeah.
I'm so sorry. I got so wrapped up on change. And like I said, I do work for the social media team here, our creative team, and they're awesome. We're awesome. And we do have a lot of ways that you all can follow us and really just kind of stay updated and stay motivated with Andy, with us. I mean, these small things like Rebecca was saying, you know, we hear these things, and sometimes it takes us a week or two to really, really know what's going on because we don't get as much time with Andy as we would want, you know what I mean? Personal time with Andy. So, I mean, that's a way to stay personal with Andy in some way. You get to be able to stay in touch with that and stay up to date. So if you want to text a number to get all of our links here, you can also, of course, follow us on social media, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, banned. But the number is going to be 336-221-3796. One more time, it's 336-221-3796. And if you text that number, you will get the share link to you for NAA and all of Andy Albright's.
What do you text? What do you text?
Oh, sorry. You can text.
It's one word.
Oh, Albright. 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 A-L. No,
explain it. Slow down. Explain it to them. They don't know what you're talking about yet.
Okay, so the link that I'm sharing, it's called NAA and AA Share. And
let me try it.
Okay.
That number, text Albright to that number. Does that make sense?
Yes.
That's what they didn't get.
Right. Text Albright, all capital
text
letters.
Albright to that number, and then you will get links to her work.
A share link. And that will go to all social media outlets.
Okay, you did good. Okay, this one you're going to do better with, though. Tell them about our Christmas party. And the people and the friends and the family. And
right. I mean, it was
you brought
insane.
Dylan.
Yes, I brought my husband because, again, he's still like, you're flying on jets. And he's been working in sales for years and years, and he's just like, you know, I've never got invited to do anything like that. And then he messages me, and you know, I tell him, I was like, hey, we're having a holiday party. Jane and Andy are nice enough to let us extend, you know, to family members and bring them out with us too, and really help them connect, because we are family here. We want to meet everyone else's families, you know what I mean? Make that family bigger, make that structure stronger. So I was so excited to bring Dylan out and have him meet everyone. And we go, first off, I pull up and I'm like, I'm pretty sure we got married here. Like, we got married in the mountains, and it looked exactly like the cabin. I'm just like, oh, pull up, there's a fountain. I was like, oh my God. And Dylan's like, where do I park? I'm like, I don't know, you know. Just park somewhere there's gravel, I hope so, you know. And so we get there, and I mean, instantly walk in the door, shaking hands. Everyone's coming up to Dylan, you know, hey, what's your name? Dylan, nice to meet you. What do you do for a living? You know what I mean? And he was just so impressed. I mean, strong handshakes, eye contact. Those are the things that matter. Those are the things that connect with people. When you make that eye contact, you take that one extra second to make sure that you're connected. You're listening to me. We're listening to each other now, you know? And so I thought that was so great. I got to introduce him to Andy. freaked him out, still freaking him out. He's like, what? Like, I mean, and he got personal time with Andy, and that just means so much, you know what I mean? We don't get that kind of personal time. And so he got to talk to Andy, and I got to introduce myself to Jane. I'd never officially met Jane, and I got to introduce Dylan to Jane. Oh, sweetheart. And she just welcomed us in like family too, you know? And I was like, okay, I should probably take some pictures, right? I should probably take some pictures. That's what I'm hired to do. Even though, you know, it's a party, I was like, I want to get this moment, you know. I want to not live in this moment, but I want all these people that have given me this opportunity to remember this moment. So I make Jane and Andy and everybody get pictures by the Christmas tree. We're having a good old time. And I was just like sitting there, and I felt so at home. I'd never been in the cabin. I'm walking around like it's my own house, you know. I'm just like, okay, yes, sir, I'm going to go grab me a drink, you know, come back inside, help myself to the buffet. I'm just like, yes, this is what I'm talking about. This is family. So it was that aspect too, you know what I mean, that just keeps drawing me in farther to this company, is just the trust and the love. The love that is in this company is insane. I mean, you know what I mean? And I love that about it. So I was just so privileged. I felt so privileged not only to work here, be able to do these trips, but to also get invited to a family holiday party. I mean, that was a big thing for me. So.
Way to bring the energy.
Thank you.
Great job.
Thank you.
Yeah, I am against wasting time on social media. I want to be clear. But if you want to see her work, and there is a way to follow us and keep us in your face, because what you've got to do is stay inundated with everything we do. And there's so many things that people miss, the little nuances. And I'm doing my best to communicate or to get the word out, okay? So band, I'm trying to do it in creative ways. Thank all of you who drew out what does it mean when you find a person, get 4 people for him, and then find 2 of those and get 4 people. And it was really interesting, the drawings we got back, because it was definitely don't think communication actually happened, because it did not happen. When I saw those drawings, I was like, apparently I was not clear in my instructions. But here we go, guys. Merry Christmas. I got a gift for you. If y'all haven't seen this, get with your typically key leader or above. Have it. All the key leaders have seen it now. All the agency managers have spent hours with me. I've been relentlessly flying around the country. I know everyone has not seen it, but we're ready to go public with this. And by public, I mean every single agent and every agent we hire. We're ready to show them how this compensation, we're so excited about it. We think this is how we go to a billion company. We think this is one more piece of the puzzle that was missing out. And so we're just so jacked up about it. So I want to start sharing it with everybody today. Hey, I want to say this for all the leadership. We are coming to a deadline on this premium financing. If you do not get accepted this go-round because you can't get your APS in from your doctor, and you say, well, it's my doctor's fault, okay, it'll be the doctor's fault. If you don't get your stuff in, if we can't get you approved by April 7th, you'll get in on the next round. It don't mean we don't love you. It just means you missed the deadline. So we had to put a deadline on it. So now you can't turn everything in the 7th and expect the underwriters to issue it. So if you have to go to the doctor to get your APS stuff and you mail it in, you can do that, or you can just wait for the next time. So to be clear, the deadline's coming, and we'll miss you this time if you don't make it. We've had, I think out of 77 people or 76, we've got like 50 have been approved. So the other 26, if you hadn't been approved, check with Taylor, check with Amber, call underwriting at NLG and see what you need so that you don't get missed. And I hope we don't miss anybody, but I'm about 100% positive we'll miss 1 or 2 people, and just know that we love you and we're sorry we didn't get you in this time. But, and you know, it's same as our trip to Paris. There's a deadline coming, about the same deadline. You've got to get enough premium to win this trip to Paris. And if you don't win, that we still love you. And we wish that you had won the trip, but we're going to catch you on the next trip. Does that make sense? Somebody was asking me, would you call this couple and encourage them? We're going to Paris. I don't know what I can say. And they're close. Jen Moore, raise your hand. Jen is now qualified. Come up here. Come up here and show them what I qualified to go to Paris. What does the grin look like? You can put it wherever you wanted it on the Eiffel Tower. Okay, I got Ray, Brian, ABC. I had a way to remember it, but I can't remember it. It's Brian and Melody. Brian and Melody Likens have won a trip to Paris. That's right. That's right. So B, I got it. Melody. Mickey Cruz has now won a trip to Paris. Miles Gatos is now going with us to Paris. Hernan Roland, we were hanging out with in Lakeland, is going to Paris. Roland, I'm going to put you right here, Bo. Look at that, Bo. You got a special spot right there on the Eiffel Tower, baby. Mark Magyar, Northwest Coast. This is his first year with us, and he's already going. Eric Paul Cruz going with us to Paris, baby. You're going to be so glad you did. David, y'all come on up here. I hear you, baby. Woo! Hey, girl. I'm going to let you, Linda, I'm going to let you put that up on there wherever you want to. Look at this. Is anybody else here that I called their name? I don't think any of those guys are here. Oh, I didn't know this happened. Brian and Cristaline Rojas. Oh. You can put that one up there. Lou Abadi. I was just hanging out. All these people I just saw. Not shocked, Hal and Ellen Rosen are going to Paris. What? Is the boss here? The boss? Oh my God! Woo! Bo! Hey, if y'all hadn't met this guy before, this is Nick Like a Boss. Check out this name, Taflin Boss. Who can remember that name, Taflin Boss? So we just call him Nick Like a Boss. Nick, congratulations, buddy. Put your sticker up there, man. That's all that's on the paper. TikTok. What is today's date? 19. Oh my gosh. I'm surprised anybody's watching the show that hadn't won the trip. I wouldn't have been mad at you. Oh my gosh. Let me have this mic. Tell me what the most excited y'all are about. Tell them who you are, who you hired by, and tell them why y'all are so excited.
I'm Linda Holt, and my husband David Holt. We are hired by Kyle Cater. And what's the most exciting?
Yeah, you just want a trip to Paris. Have you been before?
I have not been before, but I'm excited. I'm excited about
what are
spending
y'all
time.
going to do?
Everything.
We're going to the top of the Eiffel Tower, and we're having a coffee.
You are.
With Patrick Connors.
That is awesome.
Yes, we're very excited.
I bet
want
you
to
are.
ride my bicycle down the Champs-Élysées. How about that?
I don't even know what you said.
Tour de France.
She's going to go somewhere. She done broke out in some French. That's good stuff, man. David, you talk to him a little bit. Keep that mic up there and light him up.
All righty. Well, it's so exciting to be able to hit a goal. And we hit lots of goals this year, but this one was the top of them. And, yeah, going to Paris. Been a long time since I've been there, but this time's going to be even better. We're staying first class.
Why is it going to be so much better?
It's going to be better because there's places like she's going to be with me. And there's places there that I've never seen. But there's places. One thing is, I don't know when we're going.
I don't either.
I want to put it on the calendar, on the schedule.
When it shows up on my calendar, I'll just do it.
But it's the best thing about it is working together with Linda and my team and to be able to put things together so that we got the points.
I'm so happy for you.
And we are so excited.
It's going to be so much fun. I mean, I live for these trips. I just hang out with y'all and see these places and all the food. It's crazy. I love it. Pass the mic to Jen. Come over here, buddy. We're so happy you're going. But it's not the first trip. You've won trips.
I've won one trip. I went to Hawaii. It blew my mind. Absolutely blew my mind. What was the question? My mind is gone.
You got the mic, girl. Light them up.
Oh, goodness. My very favorite part is doing it with my chosen family. I've been on trips that were extraordinary, unbelievable, and miserable with the wrong people. And it makes all the world's difference.
Good.
And I'm so excited I'm not sweating this over Christmas.
No offense to those of you that are. I'm so excited y'all going. It's going to be so much fun. The balls. The balls. Tell them, Bo. Light them up.
Just for me, what I'm most excited about.
Tell them who you are and who you hired by.
Nick Toflenbass. I'm hired by Trina Noel in Paul Roberts' group, and I got a taste of traveling Alliance with you a couple weeks ago on a jet to Miami, and I just can't even imagine what this is going to be like, and just traveling with pretty much my whole family, cats, Tia and Terry, and you, Paul, and everybody. So I'm super excited. And
how long have you been with us?
2.5 years. This is my second full year.
2.5. So the first full year, did you win Hawaii?
Did not, no.
Were you close? What did you have?
I was into 70,000 somewhere there.
70,000.
Yeah.
And now you've hit it and won Paris.
Yes.
What did you do differently? What did you change?
Just more consistent, just week in and week out. Just go out there and grind it and just go and just nonstop. I mean, there's ups, there's downs. It doesn't matter. Just keep going week in and week out and just don't stop.
That's some good advice right there, man.
Thank you.
I am so happy for you, buddy. I can't wait to hang out with you. I cannot wait to hang out with you in Paris.
Thank you.
All right, if you trip winners would grab a seat. And matter of fact, I'll let y'all. Thank y'all. Hey, thank y'all so much. It was a crazy trip. Y'all made it awesome. Y'all made it awesome. Thank you, buddy. All right, guys. All right, y'all hang out back there. So we are. So here's where we're going. It's coming up quick, bro. Dave, we're up there May. Make sure you mark it on your calendar. You don't want to have 3 appointments. I know you'd wait for me to work and not go to the meeting, so I know you won't be mad. Actually, be mad if you skipped the trip to Paris because you were selling insurance. Although it would be nice to have somebody back here selling while we were out there traveling. I gotta tell you, somebody that's capable of selling it is out there selling. So this compensation rolls out, 2019. We're all going to remember it. And we're going to remember the national convention where we kicked it off. And we had this 2 or 3 new district managers, couple of new agency managers, few new key leaders, and we're going to recognize them in national convention. And what we're going to be talking about is how many thousand agency managers and thousands of key leaders we're going to break, and how fast we're going to do it with this new system. So with all of you new agents, you can go agency manager now. As in next year, you can qualify in just 2 months. I don't want to say too much about how it used to be, because I want to say this is how it is. So Terry, Adam, from now on, don't talk about, here's the deal. You can go agency manager in 2 months. You don't have to slow down at any level. You can skip all the levels. Does that make sense? And so that's 85%. Yes, 85% now on all products. 85% on all products starting your 3rd month. You start out with 55%. It's real simple to go to 60. It's real clear and easy to go to 65. And you can skip from 55 to 65 in 2 months. Or you can skip from 55 to 85 in 2 months. You said, can I go higher? You can skip to 90 in 2 months. And we're going to help you, and we're going to show you how to do it. But can y'all pull up my commission grid on here? Do we have that? Yes, we do. So here it is. I don't want y'all to fall out or nothing. But this grid goes from 55% to 120%. This grid goes from 55% to 120%. Okay? Agency manager, 85% is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 levels, so you can skip all 7 levels. Now, to win an all-expense-paid trip to Alaska, which is this contest starts January 1, and this is not no little cheap, this is a Royal Caribbean cruise line, RCL, massive, beautiful ship. It's absolutely incredible restaurants, bars, music, dueling pianos. Oh my gosh, I mean, it's going to be crazy. And the views as we sail through the Alaskan and through these passages, it's just crazy beautiful. All right? And with all our buddies. And with hot chocolate served up on top while you looking at glaciers, baby. I'm telling you, about all that ice. It's, okay. So, one of the things that we're working the math on is, can you get, last year we said you get $10,000 for every level, or 10,000, I should say 10,000 bonus points for the trip. So we're working on that. We're working on that. Makes sense to skip all the levels and get all the points while you're skipping them. Does that make sense to me? And go into a higher commission. So here's what it takes to get to 85% in 2 months. You need to hire a buddy and get some of his buddies together quick. Compiled, they do $25,000 in sales. You have another friend and his couple of buddies, or maybe it's just him that wants to work his butt off, and he pays $15,000. One other tiny group, could be a half a person, could be a person, that writes $7,500. So you've got, will this spread out on me? Yeah, it will. I think it'll focus. Yep, here we go. Still one more time. All right. Agency manager is 4 legs. This 4th one can be one person who writes a child policy, accident policy. You could get your mother, get her license and split a policy with her, just as long as $1 flows through 4 separate legs. And this 4th leg, you do that in the 1st month, you're halfway there, the agency manager. So if you're at 55%, I got to tell you, 2nd month, you're going to get promoted to 60 if you do that, okay? So you're going to go 55 1st month, 60 second month, then 85% the third month. You'll be an 85%. You'll be an agency manager. And when an agency manager kicks in, you're now GLOW eligible. This compensation system that we have allows you to always make money off of anybody you hired. So if you've got a part-time business with us, you've got a full-time job, you've got health concerns, you're not sure how good you're going to be, and you hire somebody that's better than you, and they shoot right past you to a 90%, you're still going to make GLOW bonuses on these people. And we're going to show you exactly how to calculate these bonuses. Every dollar that you're going to make in this business, we can show you ahead of time how much it's going to be. So we need for you to get to this level. So let's say the first month you don't do it, but you hire 7 or 8 people. If you can identify 4 of those people, or 4 different legs, 4 different organizations, and hit these numbers in the second month and the third month, you go straight to this level. Can we be any more clear? Can we be any more simple than this? Not a lot of structure, but there's some structure. Has to be 4 different organizations. Not a lot of volume, but it does have to add up to $50,000 volume. So this is, it must add up to $50,000 hierarchy in this whole group. And people ask a million questions. Does it have to be that? Does it have to be this? And I go, look, this is it. There's no gotcha. There's no catch. It's very simple. These are the numbers. You hit them. Don't have a college education. Don't have a high school education. Your accent's too thick. Your accent's too north, too south. It don't matter, baby. You do these numbers, you get promoted in our system. Let me show you what the GLOW bonus looks like. This is a GLOW bonus right up in here. You get 8% off of a person underneath you that goes agency manager or above. So once you help this person get their 4 legs and they catch up with you or pass you, it don't matter. Just as long as they get to 85%, you're going to get 8% off of them. The good news is your friend who works on getting another person really good, when they get that person 85, they get 8% off of that one. So you've got, what? Yes, sir. 2 months in a row. You must have to do it 2 months in a row. Okay? This is the official qualifier person right here. Y'all should meet Chris Shepard. Come up here, Chris. Tell him again, Chris. Just tell him with a mic, man. You put it up to you. There you go.
If you're going to hit the agency manager or any of these levels, if you do it 2 months in a row, you can go straight to that level.
My bad. My absolute bad.
Okay, so if you hit any of these levels 2 months in a row, you can go straight to that level. You don't have to wait the old way. You don't have to wait anymore. You don't have to, wait 2 more and whatever. The new way is if you go straight, if you earn it, if you've got the legs and the volume, you can go right there in 2 months. So that's what's awesome about this system.
So let me show y'all something that blew my mind. Can you give me a white sheet, or gray sheet, pretty simple? Billy? Thank you. Okay. So one thing I asked these guys to do, I said, would you show me a scenario where you get 6 people writing 10 grand? So you writing 10 grand a month, not big. Everybody that wrote over 10,000 a month, any one of the last 2 or 3 months, everybody wrote over 10,000, stand up. So all these people issue paid more than 10,000 in a month. Okay, Beth, you should stand up. If y'all combine, if a couple wrote over 10,000, okay. Hey, I didn't even see you there. Stay standing if you wrote over 15,000. Sit down if you were like below 15,000. Okay, like any last 2 or 3 months. Personal production. How about wave if you've written over 20,000 any one of the last 2 or 3 months. Okay, y'all grab a seat. So I'm telling you, anybody can do this. These people do 10 grand each. Hire 4 people, and then each one of them hire 2. So you'd have 6 across here, 24 across here, and 48, because all 4. Everybody doing 2 grand. I asked Chris to run the calculations. They showed me the numbers, $1,999 a month to you in this compensation plan. I want to talk to you about how to find a guy that does 10 grand, how to find another guy that does 10 grand, and how to find another 10 guy that five. And I can tell you how to do it. It's what you do is when you start an organization, watch this. When you start an organization, you should hire about 4 people and then find one that you like the best, help them get 4 wide. Then find 2 of these people that you like the best out of the 4 and help them get 4 wide. Make sense? And the way you do that is this guy's best buddies. So if I hire Adam and Beth, I say, who do you know that's the smartest, most ambitious? Some people say, just get their list and call it all. I go, why would I want to call 200 people and I might get the worst people started? Guide me toward the top 10 or 12 people. I'll get the 4 that are interested under Adam, if I hired Adam and Beth, and then I'll talk to this guy and say the same thing. Who's your best? I'm not confused that y'all understand exactly what I'm saying. This is just the first time I'm going to tell you. Terry can explain it again. Adam can explain it again. Paul Roberts is great at explaining it. But you're going to need to explain it to your downline because they ain't going to pick up on what I'm saying. Okay? It looks simple, but people don't get it. All right. So what you are, we call this level 1. We call this level 2. We call this level 3. You need to keep this pattern. 1, 2, 3, 4. Pick 2, remember? Out of every 4, you pick 2, 4. See, that's going to put, y'all tracking with me, 4 and 4 under this one. So this becomes level 4. Look how many people on level 4. Your goal is to go down 12 deep in layers. You will find this one right here. And you go like, what? I go, yeah, you understand. We're going to show you how to make $199,000 a month. A month. To get to $199 a month, what you need to do is go 12 deep. Then when you get to the bottom of this leg and it's 12 deep, and when you're at 12, you need to go another 12 and another 12. You do that 6 times, brother, and you're there. That's what Ariel and Ashland was talking about with Nicole Fankhauser. Nicole has started an organization. We've put 40 people. She's got 40 people she's dealing with. We've put 24. I keep saying we. She's done 99% of the work. This new organization that we started, we've put in over 24 people in class. Over 24 in class. We're not worried about who's selling. We're not pressuring them. We just keep working this thing down, calling people, talking to people. I just had one about right here text me and say, I want to know, I want to quit piddling around. I want to know how I do this fast. I said, oh, you just asked me a great question. Because people say to me, there's no such thing as stupid questions. Oh, I got stupid questions this week. This was a great question. He said, I want to know how to go fast. And I said, all right. And I lit him up, bro. And then I called him back the next day. Me and him going to be tight. You with me? Because what's going to happen, I know that once I get 12 deep, it might be him or it might be this dude. I don't know who it's going to be. I just know if I want to get this layer right here, I got to go 12 deep. And that's what 12 deep looks like. And I know that if I want to get another layer right here, this 4 right here, if I want to get that, I need to go another 12 deep. We're going to learn you. We're going to teach you. We're going to show you how this happens. Okay? All right. So 199,000. I asked Chris, I said, Chris, show me how if I just did this. Instead of 6, what if I went 3, every one of them got 4 all the way across, and every one of them got 2? What if I halfway did it? I was like, man, I bet you that's a lot of money. And he said, Andy, he shot it to me, and he said, yeah, here's what the deal is. You would make, at 10, everybody doing 10,000, this is you, and everybody doing 10,000, 4, 4, 4, 4, 2, all the way across. So that would be 3. 3 times 4 is 12. 12 times 2 is 24. So it would be 3, 12, and 24 people. I thought, oh my God, I bet it's about half as much. Nope. Turns out that it is only $5,942 a month. And I said, how can this one be $199,000 and you do half of it and you only get $5,000 a month? I texted him back. I said, what is wrong with you mathematical people? Y'all have screwed this one up. You need to warm up your calculator before you start punching it. He said, here's the problem. This guy is not an agency manager. So he's got all that volume. If he just had $1 coming in through another leg, he would take his income up to $24,510 a month. Just by going 3, 4, 2. You tracking with me? So in other words, your goal is to get this leg 12 deep so that you can find this one level. Then you go another 12 deep so you can find this level right here. Then you go another 12 deep to do this level right here. And everybody's friends and everybody, and I don't care where it goes from here to Atlanta to Chicago, wherever that 12 layers go, you go to it and work with that person, find their top 4 or 5 people, and drop down another layer. This is so simple, so clear, so, I won't say easy because it really is. Now, I will tell you, if you don't do 10 grand, you only do 5 grand, your income, what was the income for that, Chris, do you remember?
I don't.
It was $90,000 a month. Okay, so everybody just doing 5 at $90,000. If you did the 3 and you got the one more leg, that would get you to $7,427 a month. So it's huge. Everybody doing 10 is huge. Tracking on this? Okay. All right. You got anything else to add?
No, sir.
Thank you. Good job. Appreciate your help. It's Chris Shepard, people.
And my team. Tyler did most of these calculations.
What's that?
Tyler did.
Tyler did most of his calculations. Thank you, Tyler. Okay. I had some notes I took on the plane on the way back I wanted to share with you. Listen, guys. To build this business, it's going to take a team of players. And I was listening to Dave Dorn talk about his football team. He came in, our football coach in NC State. He came in and he talked to us. He said, I need players all running the same play. And I had a person, while I was traveling, tell my staff, I only run the plays when Andy's here. When he's not here, I'm proud that I do it my way. And they were proud of that. Okay, let me explain something to you. I need a river. When I tell you something, I need for you to flow it. And there's a lot of people, you tell them something and they don't tell anybody. That's a dam. I don't need for you to be a dam. I need for you to be a river. And somebody said, that's a pond. That's not a dam, that's a pond. A pond has a dam, okay? I need a river. What is a person who does the opposite of what I say? They're a rebellious child spewing back in our face. I didn't even think about that. I thought people would either be a river or a dam. I didn't think we'd have people that would do the opposite and be proud of it. What is that? That is a hurt person. Let me tell you how I know. Because hurt people hurt people. Bad home life, bad parent, something happened and they lash back out. People say, well, how is it world if I was hurt as a child or I've been hurt as an adult? Welcome to the welcome to the human race, buddy. Buddy, that's what happens in the human race. And the reason is somebody before us done messed something up, apparently. You with me? So can you imagine that? Okay, here's the good news. My staff person said, I got it, and just did this. Oh, didn't engage. You with me? I thought it was pretty cool. Didn't engage, just said, oh, okay. Isn't it crazy how people are on a team and then they try to destroy the team and grin? Because they're thinking, I don't know what they're thinking. I don't know. So here's the question. If you're a hurt person, how do you keep from hurting other people? You heal. And how you heal is you quit lashing out. And what you do is you latch on. You latch on, don't lash out. That is so, I'm going to shoot myself in the foot. Hey, y'all, a redneck would say, hey, y'all, watch this. Hold my beer. Hold my beer. Hold my beer while I shoot something. You have to latch on to the team and you have to embrace the system. Don't fight the system. Don't spew back negativity. Okay? I don't know if I'm proud of this statement or not, but I would rather have a smart aleck person than a dumb aleck person. Y'all know what I'm trying to say? Y'all know what I'm trying to say without using that biblical. I don't want to talk about a donkey, if you know what I'm talking about. But I would rather have a smart, because here's what reminded me of Adam. People say something to me, they go like, yeah, so-and-so said this around me, and here's what they take to Eric. They said they wouldn't say it around you. You know why? Because I am real quick with the smart-assness. Does that make sense? Honestly, I think I call a leader a smart aleck. Because if you're around me, you know better than do something stupid at the hot spot. Because they know Albright will be done put something on you, Ajax won't take off. And I'm needing you to do it the same way. I bet you they don't do it around Terry Edwards, and I bet you they don't do it around Adam Katz, and I sure bet you they don't do it around the Navy guy right here. He'll be done put a submarine attack on their butt, put a nuclear warhead, drop it right on. You understand what I'm saying? I'd rather you be a smart ass than a dumb ass. And I'd rather people act right around you. Now here's what a low-life person says. Well, around me, they're their self. And they're willing to be honest around me, and I'm proud of it. I'm proud of it. I go, really? They're honest around you. It means you're not a smartass. That means you're not a leader. That means you won't say anything about it. You will let people do stupid stuff in your hot spot because you ain't no leader. Leaders step up and say, no, man, I ain't trying to be against you and all, but we're trying to have a team, and I know you're talking while the speaker's talking, so how about quieting down? Or say, shut up, stupid. You see what I'm saying? Or they go, or you could say to them, no wonder you broke. No wonder you broke. All you do is talk in the phone teams. You can say that to them. You say, I can say that to them? I'm authorizing and deputizing you. If they are destroying the team nicely, or smart aleckly, help correct them. You say, Albright, this is crazy. When you start talking about, we're going to work on the team, baby. Does that make sense? I am telling y'all, we have now got something worth fighting for. I don't know if y'all understand. I don't want somebody to take my television, my radio, my dog, or my system. I don't want them to take my culture. I don't want them to mess up. We done got our hands on. I am telling y'all that this right here, baby, this done got me excited, buddy. I mean, I'm not kidding you. This is why I can't hardly hold my voice. I mean, I just can't quit talking about it. Okay. Oh, I have a question also from some of y'all. Somebody said this to me. Let me ask you something. The way you are, how would you like to be married to you? How'd you like that? How'd you like that? I was like, oh. How'd you like to be married to you? What would that be like? Okay, here's what these people think. They think negativity is cute. They do. They do. It's arrogance to think that they can do it around non-leaders. Non-leaders, let them be negative, and they think it's cute. But they know that the leaders will knock them off their horse, so they straighten up around leaders. But around non-leaders, they think they're cute, and they think you see what I'm saying? Isn't that crazy talk? All right, let me see if I can explain something to you. You are ugly. U-G-L-Y, you ain't got no alibi. You ugly. You ugly. That's right. You remember that? You ugly. You ugly. U-G-L-Y, you ain't got no alibi. You ugly. You ugly. You ain't cute. You ugly. Fell out the ugly tree, hit every limb on the way down. Boop, 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 boop. You ugly. You ugly. You G-L-Y. You should have been on a plane the last 2 days, baby. We laughed, Bo. A couple times the pilots took their heads off and said, what's going on back yonder? We said, you ugly. I'm going to give y'all some relief. Is Jeff Bright in the house? Come on up in here, Jeff. I got more, but I'm gonna give y'all a break because my voice is. All right, listen to me. Listen to me. 55% all the way to 85%, and then the glow bonus. I'm gonna tell you a lot more. To go from 55 to 60, it's very difficult to stay at 55. Very easy. All you gotta do is write $5,000 between you and all you folks, or hire one person. They write $1. If you can't do that, you're going to stay at 55. But, I mean, you said, if I can get 6 people? Yeah, 6 of you added together do $5,000. We're going to promote you first month. And then 65, you and your whole team do $7,500. That's all you got to do. But you got to do that 2 months in a row. So if you said, what if I wrote $7,500 first month, $7,500 second month? We'd promote you to 65 immediately. Is that you go 60, you go 55, 60, 65. Because going to 60 is 1 month. But every other level, you got to hit it 2 times in a row. Does that make sense? Right. And it's going to keep going up. So I'm going to show you every level, but all key leaders, everybody's seen it. You're authorized to tell everybody starting now. And you're authorized to start running these hot spots like I'm saying. You with me? Hey, seriously, you're going to stay broke. I mean, you ain't got to leave mad, but you're going to have to leave. You can't cooperate. We don't want you in office. We don't want you in the meeting. If you can't be positive, we don't need that stuff. Everybody on the internet, y'all hear me? Go. You with me? Go. We're going to $1 billion. So I was telling Jeff all this stuff. He said, you ain't going to believe this. He said, I got a formula for that. I said, if you got a formula, come on the show. Y'all know who Jeff Bright is, right? He's the professor. That's what we should just call him, as a professor. He was a professor. You are a professor. You're a real professor now.
That's right.
Using that scam over there before. Who thinks the junior college, what do you call it, community college is more of a scam than anything? Never mind, go ahead. Go ahead, I'm sorry, you can talk. I'm gonna stand over here.
Well, think about the river analogy.
Oh, the river and the dam. Oh, God. You didn't tell me about this.
No.
Go ahead. I trust you.
It just came to me that, okay, I was thinking, what is my purpose in this whole river, dam,
here we go.
pond?
Here we go. Bye-bye. All right. All right. Oh, we're good now. We're good.
Okay, so he said the river. He was saying the river, and I was thinking about the river. What part do I play in this river? You know, because I'm not selling insurance, and I do a lot of talking, and I want to figure out what is my purpose here. You know, so I thought these formulas that here I just wrote one today. I was thinking about there's the creeks were in my backyard, and we all played in the woods growing up. And I noticed that sometimes limbs would get down in the creek, people throw trash, and it would jam it up. Right?
That's some ugly people right there.
And so every once in a while, I'd go down there and I'd just start pulling this stuff out. And the water would start flowing better. So what? You see where I'm going, Terry? So what I'm thinking is, I erase this now. I can get rid of that trash for you by telling you formulas. So I'm telling you why there's trash and how to get rid of the trash. So that's kind of like my role here. I'm trying to describe it. So I drew this out this morning. So I'm trying to think about something that's simple. So I'm thinking about 4 A's that lead to 4 C's. That's pretty simple, isn't it?
So far.
So everybody don't need all 4 A's. Some people just need 1 A to get the trash out of the river. Okay. So let's talk about the first one. Affirmation. Affirmation. Now, what is affirmation? That's when I encourage you with some passion and with some enthusiasm. And people need that, don't they? Because I had somebody the other day say, your book's coming out, you and Andy, in January. I'm like, yep, that's right. Well, what's going to change? What's going to change? How are you going to enforce those core values and those behaviors?
You call them ugly.
I said, well, I know how I would enforce it if you was at the college and under my reign at the college as a VP. If you didn't do it, I'd write you up and I'd fire you. But I can't do that here. So what I've got to do is tell you that we all got to get on the same page. And we've got to model those behaviors and let people see us do it so they'll do it. That's our weapon. But you've got to do it the same way as we're talking about it as a collective we. We can't have interpretation. And that's why it's important that we're going to have training on the book on how to teach these behaviors, Terry. Because we can't have you teach it one way in Greensboro, they teach it one way down in Lakeland. We can't have somebody go, well, this is what I think he means. No, that's what they're saying. It's like, I want to rewrite the book. So affirmation, encouragement. Guess what that leads to? It creates with people commitment. If you encourage people, they'll get committed. And commitment is basically another word for they'll be allegiant to what we're talking about. They'll have allegiance. They'll be dedicated. They'll be dedicated to our cause, to our mission, to our vision. But that's what it gets you. Encouragement creates commitment in people. It's magical. So let's look at the next day.
So affirmation means encouragement, but it don't start with an A, so you couldn't put that.
That's right, Randy. You're... You could have said that in the office, and then I would have been prepared for that.
Right? I just making sure I understand.
Yeah, I know. Can't wait to hear the rest of the comments. All right, so the next A is admiration. Now, all of us need, like I said, not all of us need all the A's. I don't need a lot of affirmation, so you'll know if you want to know what I need for Christmas. I don't need affirmation.
He needs admiration.
I need some admiration.
He's a
That's
good
what
professor.
moves me. That's what moves me. Now, you encourage me all you want. I'm already committed. But sometimes I'm a little weak here, you know. I need to get re-energized to challenge myself to do more. Because I'll get settled. I'll settle in. That's that state worker mentality I can't get rid of. I'll just do enough. That's right. So if you want to get me to pass that enough, you're going to have to do this to me. I'm always telling them that, you know. And so admiration's really showing me some respect and giving me what I need is you to honor me. If you honor me and remember, you know, that, hey, Jeff's got an ego. I'm just admitting it in the third person. I didn't say stroke my ego. I want you to respect me and what I bring to the table. Now, this is hard for me to do, sitting here on the TWC and talk about myself in this way. I'm trying to be vulnerable. Right. But if you do that, if you admire me, it lights a fire in my belly, right? It rekindles something. It causes me to be stimulated. It gets me going. And if it helps me, probably there's somebody else out there that can be helped by that A. The problem is you got to figure out which A is going to push that button for them. We don't have time to do that today, all right? So let's go to the next A. Now, the next A is also, if this is like my number one.
I wonder if you'd be smart enough to do a survey that we can figure out which person is, which A they are.
You're just being smart now, aren't you? Y'all know he's giddy today. Y'all understand that? I don't know if it's the flight or what. He's just giddy. Y'all don't know the half of it. All right. Maybe that'll stop him. All right, so now let's go. All right. Really, like admiration is one A and one B for me, right behind it. You can hit me with both of them at the same time if you want to, Terry. Is acceptance. Now, acceptance is love, unconditional love. And for me, it's like to. You know, I want to be loved by a few, and I want to be liked by many. I like both of them. Both. If you do that, love's a little bit underrated here lately. I mean, we love on some people, really truly love on them. They feel accepted, right? Some people just feel like they're just not accepted in this world. So what does that create? This is important in our business. That's all we're trying to do when we're creating a downline, isn't it? Is create a connection fast. Getting them to trust us fast. Validate them fast. Tell them that they matter fast. Because that leads to association. They're going to keep coming back. They're going to come to our hotspots. They're going to come to our conventions. They're going to be a joiner. That's what we need is joiners. All right. Let's go to the next one. Appreciation. Can't write that on this with a pen, but you know what it says. Appreciation. This is a tricky one. And this is another one that Andy would say I couldn't think of I had to make it a C, and so comprehension is the best way I could do this. So appreciation, meaning you have empathy for somebody else. You have empathy for what they feel, and you don't judge it. You don't have no judgment zone. Okay? So you appreciate them, and you don't have any kind of reservations. You just appreciate them with empathy and gratitude. And that leads to comprehension. That leads to them understanding what you want them to do. It removes all confusion. Because there's confusion. Even when you're drawing these things up here, people are not comprehending. But if you kind of show them a little bit of, hey, I know that just your first time seeing this and you don't have a lot of questions because you're afraid to ask a question. Let me ask it for you. It's inviting, isn't it? And inviting allows them to understand. Because sometimes we are afraid to let people know we don't understand. We just shake our heads because we want to belong. And we don't want to be the odd person out. And here's the funny thing about this stuff. If you do these two together, creating these two, it creates or increases somebody's effort. Their work ethic gets better if you do them together in that pairing, Pam. It's good to see you, Pam. And then
he's trying that on you.
If you do these two together.
Oh, was I not supposed to tell her?
If you do these two together, which creates these two C's, it increases someone's spirit. Now, the human spirit's a delicate thing. That's something we've got to be careful with. You know, think of this. Let me see if I can think of something here. Oh, yeah. Darkness. Darkness. We all know what darkness is, right? True darkness is not the absence of light. It's the absence of spirit.
Huh.
We don't need to kill somebody. You have no right to kill somebody's spirit, to jerk it. I used to see people all the time at work, at college, it worked for me, and I'd see them take somebody in a room, and they just chew them out. Now, it's one thing to chew somebody out and give them constructive criticism, but they were just trying to rob them and suck the life right out of them, then send them on their way. That just burned me up. Then I'd have a little conversation with them after they got through chewing somebody out. Because there's one way to correct somebody. There's another way to go about it, which just destroys somebody's whole spirit. And then these two put together, acceptance and appreciation, allows you to increase the way they feel about themselves, and they know that you care about them. You're making their heart grow, like the Grinch. You know, remember the Grinch? It was Christmas time. His heart got bigger. Right? So that's what you do, is you increase somebody's heart and make it bigger. Now, there's one, two, three. There's a fourth one here. But the fourth one gets kind of weird because I'm trying to put, the only other combination is these two, right? You put those together, it's going to increase the work. Not just the effort, but the quality of their work, the volume of their work.
Uh-oh, that's a big word right there.
That's a promotion word right there. You get promoted based on
If you
volume.
encourage and you show gratitude, you're going to get there. They're going to give you better work, more of it.
You know, you make me feel bad. I tell all these people to stop that negativity in the meetings. I feel like I'll rip their heads off. Now I feel like I didn't do no appreciation work with them. Cinderella. Sorry about that. I didn't mean to offend y'all brokenhearted. Can I rekindle their spirit now?
Yeah.
You ain't so ugly. You're kind of cute when I look at you squinted.
This is what I deal with in the office. That you don't sit, but it's coming out today.
Hey, look, I'm sorry, I left off somebody. Tim and Nikki Long, they won a trip to Paris. Tim and Nikki Long. I got to make sure I get it. Tim and Nikki, y'all there. And I didn't mention this, but we're going on to Switzerland. People like Shannon Barnhart, we're going on to Switzerland. And Eric and Bobby Belair, we're going on to Switzerland.
I'm done now.
You ain't got to give up, Bo.
I finished it. I'm good.
You finished?
I finished. I think so.
Oh, God, dude. Oh, what'd I do with Tim Longs? There it is right there. All right. Hey, look, guys. This is how you run a hot spot. I had somebody I talked to the other day, and they said, I quit. And they called me, and they said, I just want to tell you why. And I said, why? They said, nobody, listen to me, Jeff, nobody in the whole meeting said, I'm glad you came here. Nobody said, we're so glad. They left. Nobody said, glad you came. I talked to another person, and here's what they said. Nobody said, we sure would like for you to come back. Nobody said, they just like, hope you liked the plan, hope it was interesting, hope it was great, nice to meet you, and didn't say, man, I hope you come hang out with us. Can you believe that? I know it would happen because it was two different people told me this. I said, I've got to make a point to say, we can't let that happen. Hey, by the way, I'm glad y'all came. I really do appreciate y'all coming to the TWC. It means a lot to me, and it'd mean a lot to me if you come back again. I want you to. I want to make sure. I hope somebody else tells you that, but I ain't taking no chances in my hot spot. I want mine to grow. I want you to know you appreciate it. We need you here. We got rules. We're a team. We have a locker room. We got values and behaviors. Jeff Bright and I put a book together on it. It'll be coming out in January. Somebody said, I told y'all this new compensation was going to start April. It starts January 7th. January 7th. So it started, well, we'll say January 1st. If it don't happen the 1st, it'll be the 7th. If it don't happen the 7th, it'll be the 14th. But I'm really thinking January 7th. The other thing I mentioned, January 7th, is true. If you don't get approved by January 7th, we'll pass on you. We'll get you on the next round of life insurance, the premium financing deal. Hope you get qualified. I know Bobby Belair just got qualified. I was happy for her. And Michael Owens got qualified. He said, now that I think I'm going to live, I'm going to take better care of my body, which I thought that was pretty cool. That's the way people are, right? You think you're going to die, I don't care. And Mike said, I'm going to take better care of myself now. I didn't know I was going to live. I am so fired up for this, for you guys, for me, the team. And listen to this, to the new people that can go straight to the top now with us. We're going to let it happen. So, well, I suffered through this. I know I went uphill both ways to school in the snow too. And I know we struggled. And we can tell everybody how hard it was when we was growing up in this business. And then they can get in and we see if they take advantage of it because we want them to. And if enough people take advantage of this, brother, we're going to seriously get some payback for all the hard work we did that they didn't have to do. We're going to get to enjoy it, baby. It's called Ride the Wave, baby. I'm going to get me some. I hope you get some. Love y'all. Merry Christmas. See ya.